Go ahead.
I'm Michael Friedberg. Some people call me a watch expert, but really I'm just a collector that's gone crazy. And for over 20 years, I was affiliated with one of the major Swiss watch brands in Switzerland, as well as practicing law in Chicago, which is what I really do. But one of the things that I've learned over the years is that the finest watches may be tourbillons. Tourbillon is a French word that means whirlwind. And really they are an invention from 1801 by Abraham Louis Breguet. Breguet is considered the greatest watchmaker in history. And his watches are made today by the Swatch Company with a separate company, the Breguet. And they're incredible watches. They're not good watches. They're the height of art. I'm going to show you this watch here, which is even by Breguet standards and even by tourbillon standards, one of the best watches I have ever seen anywhere. Let me explain why. You start by looking at the dial. The dial here is finely made with guilloche. They use a rose engine to engrave little lines throughout the dial as a pattern. It's strictly decorative. It helps with reflections, but it's really just traditional watchmaking at its finest. And also, if you look on the side, you will see that there's a coin edge where they have fluted throughout the side. But most incredibly, the watch is thin. It is the thinnest tourbillon I've ever seen. And it's a very thin movement, particularly for a watch that's automatic. And Breguet has made a watch here with a rotor, what they call an oscillating weight, that helps wind the watch. And in winding the watch, unlike most, the rotor revolves around the periphery of the case. You can't even see the rotor except if you tilt the watch very gently. And then they've taken the movement and they've engraved it with the original patent of Abraham Louis Breguet for the 1801 tourbillon. It's a beautiful movement. It's got unique engravings. The thinness is incredible. But the real reason of existence for the watch is the tourbillon. Watches, back then were all pocket watches, had problems with positional variances. That is, if the watch were on its side or up and down, the timekeeping would be different because the movement wouldn't operate the same. To avoid timekeeping differences, Breguet created a tourbillon. It's the heart of the watch, it's the escapement, but it revolves around itself. This is a minute tourbillon. It revolves once every minute. If you look very carefully, you can see the movement revolving around. You really don't need a second hand on this watch. You can use the tourbillon as a second hand. But I can tell you, above all else, it's not the tourbillon. It's not the fact that it revolves. It's not the fact that the watch is thin. It's that this is art. This is as high a craft as you could possibly get. You can't make a watch this thin as a tourbillon, except by perhaps Breguet. They make the best in the world. You can see here just everything. But also, if you commit to buying this watch, and it's a pretty penny, they sell it to you with a box. Now, if you're a watch collector like me, you have way too many boxes and your closet is really crowded. So you want these small, little, portable leather boxes. But Breguet's having nothing like this because it's talking about a very special watch. This is one of 35 to commemorate the 220th anniversary of Breguet's patent of the tourbillon. To do this, they've created a box almost as fitting as the watch. This box is a replica of Abraham Breguet's desk. It's large, it's more than you need, but my God, it's beautiful, it's clever, and like everything about Breguet, it's just made perfectly. I don't know if I could ever live with one watch, but if I could, this Breguet Tourbillon could be it. Thank you very much.